From this experiment, I have created probably one of the most effective growth strategies for TikTok that I haven't heard anywhere else, so here it is. But before we get to that, let me tell you why I'm actually doing this. 2 weeks ago, I made another TikTok account. For those who follow me on TikTok know that I already have a pretty decently sized following on that account, about 300,000 followers. And that account grew super fast. Within the first month, I already had 100,000 followers. But I always wondered why that was. Was it because I posted engaging content? Or was it because I had a new page? Or maybe it was just all dumb luck. So with this new account that I made 2 weeks ago, the goal was... Actually, I'll just let past me explain that. This video is going to remain private on my page until I hit 1 million followers or until I am just obligated to release it for some other reason. I don't know what that reason would be yet. The truth is, I see a lot of low effort pages on TikTok, and I'm genuinely curious how easy it is to grow those. People who do like grow parties, people who just tell stories and split them up into 5 parts. I want to know how easy it is to grow by doing those low effort tactics. This also means I may get into some unethical boundaries like stealing jokes, just kind of trying to get clout from other people, lying to you by telling like fake stories and things like that. So I am extremely sorry in advance, and if anyone addresses those things, or if they say that they came from my other page, I just won't respond to them. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll see you on the other side. So 1 million followers was an extremely ambitious goal, and I actually decided to change the goal to 10,000 followers for a few different reasons. First and foremost, 10,000 followers is the minimum requirement to join the Creator Fund on TikTok. That's their way of paying their creators per view. I actually made a whole video about how much I made from the Creator Fund on my other page, which you can see up in the cards here, and I'm also going to link it at the end of this video. I was also worried that people from my first account were going to find my second account and start following it, which kind of ruins the data. In fact, with just 11,000 followers, there were already some people from my other page following the new page, which I did not want to happen. Keep in mind, that amount was very small and I don't think it really affected anything. But if I had waited until I hit 1 million followers, that could have been a couple thousand people that followed me just because they knew my first account. And lastly, I just thought of a much better growth strategy, which I will discuss at the end of this video, that I would love to try in a future video if you guys want me to. So that's the story of why I started this page, but let's talk about why you might want to go viral on TikTok and things you should consider before doing so. So let's go for a drive. Whoa! Get out of there, crazy silly goose. I'm sorry, that was so cringe. So before you even make your TikTok page, you should really be thinking about what your followers' end goal is. For example, if you're a small business, your end goal is probably going to be to sell more products to your followers. However, if you are just trying to build a personal brand, then your end goal is just to build up more followers, get more views, so that the sponsorship deals start looking sweeter and sweeter. But how you grow your page is going to change depending on what your follower end goal is. For example, later on, one of the growth strategies we're going to be talking about is creating controversy. Controversy sparks engagement because usually you get a lot of negative comments. However, if you're a small business, you probably don't want a lot of negative comments on posts that are showcasing your product. This also means that it's going to make certain pages easier or harder to grow depending on what their end goal is, but that should not discourage you because there is plenty of room for growth on this platform. You also want to start thinking about the type of content that you're going to be posting. For example, if you want to grow a personal brand, are you going to be an educator? Are you going to post comedy skits? Things like that. And if you're a small business, do you just plan on posting ads? Do you want to incorporate your own life into the business? Do you want to show the process of the product being made? Those are the type of things that people want to see. By the way, I'm actually not driving at all. I've just been sitting outside my house. So for all of you who posted the distracted driving comments before watching till the end of the video, leave those there. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go back inside. Oh, it's cold out there. So what were my plans to grow and what strategies did I end up landing on? On the very first day, I created 3 videos, all in 3 different types of categories just to test the waters and see what would get more traction. Those categories were education, kind of long form content where I would just talk about an educational topic, controversy, where I would say something that would spark anger in the comments and create more engagement that way. And the third was actually taking the top comment from a video and then just reciting that at the end of the video. On TikTok, there is a feature called the Stitch feature, where you basically take 5 seconds or less of a video and then you can add your own type of clip onto it. So for example, you would see 5 seconds of the original clip, then you'd see me saying the top comment as if it were my own joke. This is kind of scummy because you are just stealing jokes from another person, but I honestly thought this was going to work, and I'm kind of glad that it ended up not working because I felt kind of bad doing it. But not to my surprise, the video that was the controversy video got so much more engagement than all the other videos, simply because it was just people who were so angry at what I was saying. And this first video actually got about 100,000 views on the first day, and this was that video. All right, we got a Who's That Pokemon. See if you can guess it before I can in the comments. All right, so we got orange. This is gonna be like Charizard or, ooh, it's Dragonite. It's Dragonite. Tail on the wings. There's a tail. Oh my gosh, perfect. Just like Dragonite.
Wow, incredible. Did you get it before I did?
But this is a risky tactic to grow. For example, the people that are engaging with your video and commenting on it are probably doing so in a negative light, so they're not going to be likely to follow you. So you'll get a lot of views, probably more than the standard person, but you're not going to get as many followers from that content because people just don't agree with you. But on the flip side of that, from my personal experience, educational content tends to have the highest conversion rate from viewer to follower. This is because educational content is so much more valuable than something like a comedy skit. Someone who spends a minute watching an educational video gets more out of it usually than someone who watches a minute of a comedy skit. And people like to know that their time is being well spent, so they're going to follow you so they can continue to get that type of information. While doing this experiment, I also noticed that TikTok does not like you having multiple viral videos at once. If you have a viral video, they are going to cap the views of your newer videos. For example, at the end of the 2 weeks, I decided to post 2 videos that I thought would do kind of well. One was another Who's That Pokemon video, and the other one was just a fun educational video about the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. These videos did decently well because they were so far spaced out from my other videos, and they actually did better than videos that I posted right after I had a viral video. However, 2 days later, when those videos were still getting a decent amount of views, I decided to post 2 more videos just to see what kind of views they would get, as I had 2 viral videos going on at the same time. And not to my surprise, they got less than 1,000 views when my other videos were averaging about 10 to 20,000. And this had happened before in the past when I had that other big viral video. The videos that I posted after it just weren't getting as much traction. So I do honestly think that TikTok is artificially capping your views if you have a big viral video going on at the time. During this time, I even tried to create almost like a shout out page where I would reward people engaging with the content with a shout out. I didn't have as many followers at the time, so obviously it's not as big of a reward. I even tried to include in one of the videos, thank you for 1 million followers, even though I only had like 3,000 followers at the time. But those videos did have a lot of comments and a lot of engagement. But TikTok just wasn't pushing it for some reason. And the way that I had set up the video, I actually was able to tell who watched until the end because it was a Who's That Pokemon and I would say the wrong Pokemon at the end. So if the commenter named the wrong Pokemon, I know that they watched until the end. And because TikTok wants you to watch until the end to stay longer on their platform and engage with content in order to make a viral video, I honestly don't see why these videos wouldn't get as much push as the other videos that I had in the past. But right now, let's get some stats. I have the page pulled up right here, and let's see how it's doing currently. So in just 2 weeks' time, the page so far has 11.1 thousand followers, 535,000 likes, 4.5 million views, and 100,000 profile views. The profile views is actually pretty interesting because it's showing how many people are going to your page, most likely to watch more videos of yours. Since I have 11,000 followers, that's about an 11% conversion rate. And while that may seem high, it's actually not that great. My Payday Pursuit page, which is an education page, has a 37% conversion rate. But what does all this data mean and how can it help you grow your business or personal brand on TikTok? From this experiment, I have created probably one of the most effective growth strategies for TikTok that I haven't heard anywhere else. So here it is. First, before you do anything, like I said before, you really want to know what your followers' end goal is. Is it to sell more product from your business? Is it to get followers? Those things are important because it's going to dictate how you're going to make your content moving forward. Next, once you have everything planned out, you're going to want to create multiple TikTok accounts, maybe about 3 to 5 different ones. You're going to need to use a different email for each one. Honestly, you're probably better off just creating new email addresses for each one so you don't get confused.
Hello everyone, Editor Kevin here. It's late at night and I just realized that I never explained in the video why you want to create multiple new accounts, so here's why. I personally believe that TikTok favors newer accounts. So for example, if you are someone who creates a decently engaging video within like the first week of your account being open, it's probably a lot more likely that you're going to go viral than if you have an account that's about 3, 4, 5 months old. I've personally had multiple videos go viral on newer accounts, and I just feel like older accounts don't get as much traction on the For You page as newer accounts do. So by creating multiple new accounts, you're more likely to go viral, if that makes sense. Now, back to the video.
You're also going to want to create one main account for your brand or your personal image. This one you should probably tie to an email address that you would normally use for any type of social media. On the first day of each account, you're going to create 3 different videos that all have some different type of style to them. You can do something as simple as I did, like creating 3 different engagement methods. For example, one video can ask someone to like or share, give them an option A or option B, like for option A, share for option B. Or it could be something like drumming up controversy. Say something that maybe people are going to hate you for and they're not going to agree with, But remember that you're also attracting that hateful audience when you do those types of videos. You could also do something as simple as just putting something in the video that people are going to comment about. You're not specifically asking them to comment on it. In fact, if you don't address it at all, it probably makes it better. Something like a grammatical error, usually people just come and swarm you in the comment section if you misspell something. Or it could be as simple as just putting something scary somewhere in the video that people are going to react to. And remember that you should never forget about your call to actions. Make sure you're actually asking your audience to follow or like the video. I know that sounds like common sense, but you'd be surprised how many people just don't do it. Now remember, you're going to be managing all of these accounts simultaneously. It's going to be a lot of work, but it shouldn't take more than a few hours out of your day. Now remember that my one page got 4.5 million views in just 2 weeks. If I were to pay Instagram ads or Facebook ads to get that same type of reach, I would be broke. So while it may be taking a few hours out of your day, it's much better than the alternative, which is paying for ads for your business. And if you're trying to create a personal brand and get sponsorships, remember that 4.5 million views is an amazing statistic to give to sponsors. Not to mention, with sponsorships, you could even strike up a deal saying that you'll post their sponsored ad on all of your pages all at once. And while you're making those first few videos, if you see any hint of virality, I would say over about 100,000 views, keep iterating on that same concept that the video is based on. And I know it may feel like you're beating a dead horse by doing the same video over and over again, just with a few iterations here and there, but I promise you that there are accounts with millions of followers that do the same joke over and over again for months, and people love it. So don't worry too much about trying to be original with each post, just stick with what works. Now, once you've got a considerable following on each page, you're going to want to start funneling all of those followers to one individual page. In this example, it would be the main page that you made before with your own personal email address, the one that's kind of like the hub page for everything that you're doing. Now, what's really cool about this strategy is that as you're getting these different viral videos on each individual page, you now have a collection of viral videos that you know get a lot of views and get a lot of engagement, which you can then just repost to that main page. This is great because you know if this video is going to perform well because it already did on those other accounts. You should also keep in mind that you should be targeting each individual page towards the same target audience, because remember that you want the followers of one page to become a follower of your main page. So for example, if we look at my second account, it is not at all related to the Payday Pursuit account. I did this on purpose because I wanted to distance this page as far away from the target audience of the Payday Pursuit page as possible so that followers from one page wouldn't go to the other. But obviously, as you're hearing, that is the exact opposite of what you want to do. You want followers from one page to go to the other page. I personally didn't do it because I just didn't want to ruin the experiment for all of you. But keep in mind, while you are still aiming towards one target audience, you can sector that off into different demographics. For example, let's say that you are a small business and you want to start advertising your business on TikTok, and the business is that you make coffee. Your particular brand of coffee isn't really targeted towards men or women, it's pretty gender neutral. But one of your pages can be more targeted towards men, and one of your pages can be more targeted towards women, and then your main page is going to have a mixture of both. This is awesome because it's going to let you experiment with different demographics individually before you go and funnel them all into one page. And that is probably one of the most effective growth strategies you can do on TikTok. I hope this video helped any of you, and if it did, please like the video and let me know. This is actually the start of a series that I like to do where I try to do these experiments in different industries. For example, selling on Fiverr for a month or Etsy, or getting into game development, things like that. So if that's something that you'd like to see, please subscribe and comment any suggestions you have down below. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.